It never gets old that Chairman Jordan is complaining about subpoena compliance. We're approaching 500 days since Chairman Jordan has failed to comply with a lawfully issued subpoena for the greatest crime ever committed in America, a crime where more people have been arrested, more people have been prosecuted. His country has asked him to assist in the investigation, and he has refused to comply. Yet he is all too eager to bring to this committee people who are working hard for their government, working hard for taxpayers, to carry out the mission of Health and Human Services, to carry out the mission of the State Department. He's too good to honor a subpoena, but he has complaints, real complaints about what these hardworking government officials are doing. Again, it's never going to get old. It's never going to be taken seriously. Thankfully, these witnesses are willing to do something that Chairman Jordan is not willing to do, which is actually show up and answer questions. But as we waste the time of the State Department, we've scrambled fighter jets to address threats from Iran in the Gulf. We are protecting and defending Taiwan against a potential showdown with China. We're helping Ukraine and leading the way on the front, on the western side as Russia invades their country. There's a lot going on in the world, but it seems that Jim Jordan thinks the most important thing we can do is to stop the State Department from fighting disinformation. And by the way, tomorrow the President of Israel will come and speak to Congress, and I promise you he will probably mention the rise of anti-Semitism across the globe, and of course we know all too well here in America, but he won't have to look very far because Chairman Jordan the very next day is using his power as chairman to bring one of the most anti-Semitic witnesses you could possibly bring into Congress to testify before Chairman Jordan's Weaponization Committee. So that's the priorities of Chairman Jordan these days. But it was made all too clear last week when we had FBI Director Chris Wray testify to Congress just what this is all about. Chairman Jordan complained that in the 2020 election, he believed that the FBI prevented the public from seeing more of Hunter Biden's laptop, if you can believe that. That the Republicans would have won the 2020 election if more Americans could have seen a private citizen's non-consensual nudes. That was Chairman Jordan's complaint. And so we now see that the MAGA party is not a party of ideas, it's not a party of principles, it's a party of violating an individual's privacy to own the libs and try and win an election. And today we're going to learn that not only are they a party of non-consensual nudes, they want to be a party of disinformation, and they want to stop the State Department from attacking foreign disinformation that could affect global stability and, of course, how Americans view their information as they make decisions on elections. We have some slides I'd like to show because this is what Chairman Jordan and MAGA Republicans would like to stay in the ether, in the universe. This has been identified as clear disinformation attacking Speaker Pelosi. This, again, the Tennessee GOP, which we know is a Russian site, a piece of social media posting propping up Donald Trump. So this is what they would prefer. They would prefer an election that was decided because of disinformation. This would be like the 2022 Cincinnati Reds, who lost 100 games last season. Cincinnati Reds lost 100 games. This would be like if the Cincinnati Reds went to Major League Baseball and said, Commissioner, in the upcoming season, we would like corked bats, pine tar for the pitchers, and steroids to be allowed for our cleanup hitters. We can't win with ideas, so we need to cheat. And that's what this hearing's about, is that MAGA Republicans cannot win with ideas, and so they want to flood the zone this upcoming election with disinformation and a private citizen's non-consensual nudes. That's just weird. I think it's also wrong, and we're not going to be silent about it, and we're always going to remind the public that this committee has no credibility because its chairman himself refuses to follow a lawful subpoena. And I yield back.
I'm not going to take time to respond to that. I've already given my opening remarks, but I will display the chairman's response to the subpoena for those interested. We'll now introduce today's witnesses. The Honorable Naz Durakolu,